When folks always spoke. The sidewalks of Jamestown, those beautiful brick-patterned sidewalks, it's good to see people out walking and enjoying them. When I walk late in the day, I pass various and sundry folks, rarely the same ones twice. Most people acknowledge my half-smile and good evening, but my feelings get hurt when my efforts to be civil are not acknowledged, not even with a nod of the head. I don't want to be judgmental. I don't know what's going on with the folks that they don't respond. I know we must be careful and use wisdom. Bad things can happen, but I'm a skinny, middle-aged woman usually wearing shorts and a t-shirt. This attire doesn't create much of a place to conceal a weapon. But then, I've always learned you can't judge by appearance. If you did, you would have things all wrong as to who is friendly and who isn't. I know the sidewalks create a tight place to pass a stranger, and I'm not always comfortable myself, but this is still a small town in many ways, and it's hard to let go of the days when folks stood around town and just talked, told jokes and stories, and asked about each other's families. I have so many memories of my dad talking with people like the mayor, the town's doctor, and the leading businessmen. These were the busiest and the most productive men in town, but they always took the time to stop and visit with you. Now this is stretching it a bit, but I can even remember my dad taking our pet raccoon into the drugstore and going back to the back and saying to the pharmacist, "Mr. Boone, I'd like you to meet Mr. Coon." Not in a million years could something like that ever happen again, but in the past, all the folks who worked at the drugstore could fill your order perfectly while listening to you talk about your latest illness, operation, or hospital stay. You knew everyone in all the stores. I remember the manager, Jimmy Stone, at the Cloverleaf grocery store, who talked with his customers as he worked in the aisles. And of course, there was Ed Robertson. He bagged your groceries and made sure you left with a smile on your face. What a relief to run into Mary Lee around town. She always has something funny to say to brighten your day, or Alan Johnson with his kind words and radiant smile. And it's fun to jump into the lively banter that's usually going on between Gary, Mike, and Kathy at the post office. Sometimes a good conversation's going on down at Rob's barber shop, but one of the last times I was there, it seemed like everybody was more content to just look at their magazine. A couple of years ago, there was a friendly teller at the drive-thru at my bank, and I wrote to the manager telling him how much I appreciated her customer service skills. She was promoted, but a replacement, bless her heart, she tried to follow in her footsteps and would ask me each Monday morning, "Well, what did you do over the weekend?" I wanted to laugh and say, "Well, I appreciate your efforts, but your question is just a little too friendly." Wouldn't it be great to see all those beautiful benches around town full of people sitting and talking? And by the way, thanks to those who donated the park benches. They're a wonderful addition to our town.